mean, I'm not shocked because we know that the president oftentimes resorts to very bigoted, xenophobic, Islamophobic, racist rhetoric when he is trying to scapegoat and deflect from the actual failures that he has himself.
These Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, IIhan, Omar. She should be thrown the hell out of our country. And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota.
It is important for us, one, to remind folks that we are Americans. We're not going anywhere, and we will continue to be in this country. And two, that Minnesotans are resilient, and we will continue to thrive.
What is the practical effect on the Somali community when the president says things like that?
I mean, it creates fear. And there is a possible danger that a lot of the people who follow the president have exhibited violence in many cases, especially in my case, whenever he has said something about me that is derogatory or says I'm a threat to the country. I've gotten death threats. There's so many people that have been incarcerated over the years that have been encouraged by the president's words. And so there is fear for Somalis, not just in Minnesota, but across the country, that some of these people might attack and harm them. The president has always had very bigoted, xenophobic, Islamophobic comments when it comes to people who are of Muslim faith or people who are black. We've seen him call African nations as shitholes, and so it's not really surprising. But what is weird to me is just how creepy he's been obsessed with me and the Somali community. I mean, the Somali community is very resilient. We're very strong. We are not going to be intimidated or scapegoated. And I think we are seeing just an outpouring of support from our Minnesota neighbors. And so I just know that this is not going to cause any harm to our community.
Once again, our current administration is spreading hateful, racist rhetoric against our Somali neighbors here in Minnesota. Really, he's painting an entire immigrant group with a wide brush when he's meaning to probably condemn the actions of a few. He is creating fear. He's creating hatred in a way that is so incredibly dangerous. Our Somali neighbors here in Minnesota are a huge benefit to our collective community, and we value them being here. And so I think it's really important right now that you check in on your neighbors and you don't let fear win, because this hatred message, we have seen this happen over time, where people in powerful positions have a wide brush against an entire community, and it causes so much fear in the general population that violence occurs, unnecessary violence, against really innocent people, including children. In history, we can see this with Japanese internment camps. We can see this after 9/11. And Trump has consistently done this in his presidency against Latinos, Somalis. I mean, the list goes on. And he is trying to divide us with fear instead of bringing us together in hope. And let me be super clear. Anyone who breaks the law, anyone who commits fraud, I don't care what their job position is, I don't care what race they are, if you break the law, you deserve to be held accountable. And that goes at all levels. But that's also not happening. And so I think right now we really need to, again, focus on what we know is right, which is taking care of our neighbors, making sure that people feel safe and have the resources they need, and staying strong together so that we can let people know that Minnesota stays strong when we are together, and we will not be silenced by fear and hate, because it has no place here.
Hey, I'm Ian. I'm a pastor in Minneapolis. If you can tell, I'm wearing my costume today because I was just at a press event with probably 80 or 90 other clergy, Christian, Jewish rabbis, imams, all sorts of faiths from around the Twin Cities, in solidarity, kind of a press event in solidarity with our Somali neighbors, coworkers, and friends, classmates, kind of following the recent string of nonsense bullshit by the president about how Somali people are trash and they should go back where they came from, and, you know, just stuff we would come to expect of Donald Trump. And so we were there to be in solidarity with them and to say, nobody's trash, you ding dong. And if you actually know anything, like at all, about Minneapolis and our immigration patterns, you would know that Somali people have been here for a long time, 20, 30 years. Most of them are citizens who have come and gone through the process the right way and have built businesses and are raising families and have brought all sorts of wonderful flavor to the Twin Cities, which we sorely needed. There's probably going to be people in the comments of this video, you can check, they're going to be saying all sorts of stuff about Somali people. And all the people who are commenting it probably don't know Somali people. They probably don't live in Minneapolis. They probably are scared of Minneapolis. They're probably going to talk about the crime here and all that kind of stuff. Bro, knock it off. Knock it off. Feet on grass. Somali people are here. They're citizens. They're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. But that's only the first thing I want to say, because I actually don't want to center Donald Trump and all the crap he talks about. I think it's actually a sideshow. I suspect it's all actually a sideshow. I think the real thing is that prices are going up. Most Americans are worse off economically. And he's panicked. And so as long as he can get us talking about the Somalis or about immigrants or about all the fear and all the crime and and if we're just fighting each other, then we're not paying attention to the main thing. And I think that's the main thing right now. That's the main thing. A failure of leadership, failure of policy. And I think we have a will to do better than that. We have to have a will to do better than that and be better than that and regard each other with kindness and love and generosity and treat each other as humans. Because that's as good as humanity is, when we treat each other as humans. Okay, that's it. Bye.
Hi, good morning. In an interesting turn of events, Donald Trump said something out of pocket yesterday during his cabinet meeting. So to just add to the laundry list of names he calls people and gross things that he says, he called IIhan Omar and Somalians garbage. The President of the United States. Garbage! The audacity. The fact that he can treat other human beings, other U.S. citizens, other people in general this way and get away with it on a near daily basis disgusts me to a degree that I can't fully articulate. This man is the poorest representation of our country ever. It's disgusting.